Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn 12th class English poem. The title of the poem is Small Towns and Rivers. This poem is written by Mamang. She is a poet, she is a novelist, she is a journalist, and she was former civil servant also. She has got Sahitya Academy Award in 2017 and she has got Padma Shri Award in 2011 also. And in her poems there is fragrance of her town and her people. This poem is taken from her collection of poems called The River Poems, published in 2004. And the theme of the poem is that river has soul and river knows the immortality of water. And in this poem, poet says that only natural things are eternal and our birth and death are not eternal, they are transient. Birth and death are temporary. Now let's start the poem. Small towns and rivers. Small towns always remind me of death. My hometown lies calmly amidst the trees. It is always the same in summer or winter, with the dust flying or the wind howling down the gorge. In the first stanza of the poem, poet says that small towns always remind me of death. Poet says when she goes to her town, at that time it reminds her of her death. My hometown lies calmly amidst the trees. And she says that her town, her own town, is situated among the nature. Her own town is situated among the trees. There are many trees around her town. There is natural atmosphere around the town, and she says that there is a landscape, and that landscape is very beautiful around her town. It is always the same in summer or winter. And poet says if we will go in summer to her town or if we will go in winter to her town, the atmosphere is same. The atmosphere is not different, the atmosphere is same, with the dust flying. And poet says that dust is flying. When the wind blows, at that time with the wind, dust also is flying there. With the wind, dust is blowing. In summer also dust is blowing, and in monsoon also dust is blowing. Or the wind howling down the gorge. Gorge means valleys. And poet says that the wind is howling. Howling means the wind is blowing very fast. Wind is blowing there, and it is blowing very fast in her town. Poet says that when she goes towards her village, her town, it reminds her of her death. Why it reminds her of her death? Because tribal people say that after the death, our beloved people, when they die, their souls dwell in natural things around the town. And around the town there are many trees, there are other many natural things, and poet thinks that the soul of her ancestors or the souls of her beloved people may be living in those natural things. And she thinks that they are alive, her ancestors are alive there among natural things, and she is thinking that after death she also will be there in some natural thing. Now second stanza. Just the other day someone died. In the dreadful silence we wept. And poet says us that on the next day somebody from her town was dead. And when that person was dead, at that time many people cried, many people wept. Poet also cried dreadfully. Poet also cried sorrowfully for that person, looking at the sad wraith of tube roses. And many people were coming to pay tribute to that dead person, and they were bringing with them a ring which was decorated with flowers and leaves. And everybody was coming with that ring, and everybody was putting that ring over the dead body and paying tribute to that dead person. And poet was looking at that, and she was weeping sorrowfully. She was weeping with pain. She was weeping unhappily. Life and death, only the rituals are permanent. And poet says that in this materialistic world nothing is permanent. Only life and death. Life and death. These festivals or rituals are celebrated in this world. Somebody takes birth, at that time we celebrate his birth ceremony. And somebody dies, and we arrange his funeral ceremony, or we held his last rites. We arrange that burial ceremony. And poet says that our life or human life is not permanent. Human life is transient. Transient means human life is temporary. And our life is temporary, but natural things or natural elements, they are permanent. They are permanent because many people take birth and they die. But earth is here, trees are here, rivers are here, mountains are here, means all other natural things, they are permanent. And we humans, our life, it is not permanent, it is temporary. Now next stanza. The river has a soul. In the summer it cuts through the land like a torrent of grief. Sometimes the river has a soul. And poet says that river has a soul, river has heart, river has mind. In the summer it cuts through the land, and in summer river is flowing through the land as a torrent of grief. Torrent, grief means sorrow. When we are sorrowful, at that time we weep, we cry. And when we are weeping, we are crying, at that time tears roll down our cheeks. Tears come down our cheeks. And in the same way, there is a flow of tears, there is a stream of tears. In the same way, river is flowing. River is flowing. Here the torrent means flow or stream. Here poet compares the flowing of river with the flowing of tears. Sometimes I think it holds its breath. Sometimes I think it holds its breath, seeking sometimes I think it holds its breath, seeking a land of fish and stars. And sometimes river is flowing, but river is breathing. But poet says that for some time river stops breathing, seeking a land of fish and stars, because there are no fish in the river, and now river is searching for fish, river is searching for stars, because she likes fish and she likes stars. Next stanza. The river has a soul, it knows stretching past the town, from the first drop of rain to dry earth. River has a soul. Poet wants to say that river is alive, river is a living thing. River has heart and river has soul. It knows stretching past the town. It knows stretching past the town. River comes near the town and it goes forward from the town. It goes ahead. It goes long away from the town. So river knows everything. From the first drop of rain to dry earth, river is familiar with the rain. She knows the first drop of rain and she knows dry earth. She knows drought also. Means river has all types of experiences. She knows what is happiness. She knows what is sorrow. River knows each and everything. And mist on the mountains, the river knows. And in winter there are dewdrops. There is mist. Dewdrops fall on the mountains and river is familiar with those dewdrops also. The immortality of water, and river knows that water is immortal. Human life is mortal. Mortal means we die, and immortal means who does not die. Water never dies. We see that in rainy season it rains and a lot of water comes on the earth. That water flows and it meets to the sea. It goes in the river and river meets to sea. And in summer there is hot sun, and when there is hot sun, what happens? Water evaporates. Water is changed into water vapor, and those water vapors go up in the sky and clouds are formed there. And in rainy season, once again that water comes down in the form of rain. So poet says that water is immortal, water has no death, and our life is mortal, we have death. A shrine of happy pictures marks the days of childhood. And poet goes to her town and she looks there, shrines, tomb. Shrine means tomb. She looks at shrines of happy pictures, and when she looks at those shrines, she remembers the people who are buried under that shrine, and she has played with them. She has talked with them. She had enjoyed life with those people, and she remembers the happy pictures of those dead person. Marks the days of childhood. Remember, and she remembers her childhood days. How her childhood was happy, how her childhood was free of tensions. She remembers her childhood days. Small towns grow with anxiety for the future, and there were small towns, but now those small towns are growing. And poet says that when they are growing, people have anxiety, tension. Why? Because for growing the villages, they are cutting natural area around that village. They are cutting trees, they are cutting forests, they are destroying farms, and they are building houses there. But according to poet, in those natural things, the souls of beloved ones dwell, the souls of beloved ones live. And when people are cutting those natural things, they are destroying those natural things, it means they are killing the souls of beloved ones. That's why poet has anxiety, poet has tension about it. The dead are placed pointing west. When the soul rises, it will walk into the golden east, into the house of the sun. And poet says that when somebody dies and we are doing his last rite, or we are burying that person, at that time, what do? The head of the dead person is put in the direction of west. But poet says that after burial ceremony, after his last rite, the soul of that person will awake, will rise, will stand up, and he will go in the direction of east. And in the direction of east, there is golden color. The golden color is of the sun. In the morning the sun rises, and at the time of rising it has golden color. The sun is golden colored, and that soul will awake and he will go towards sun, and he will live in the house of the sun. Poet thinks so. In the cool bamboo restored in sunlight, life matters like this. And poet says that there are bamboo trees and they have cool shade, and the souls of beloved ones are living in those bamboo trees. They are alive there in the form of bamboo trees, and some souls or some people are living there in the form of sunlight. They are alive there in the rays of the sun. And life matters like this, and life is like this. We takes birth and we die. Our life is, how is our life? Our life is immortal. Our life is not permanent. In small towns by the river, we all want to walk with the gods. And in small towns, poet says that we all want to walk with the God. Who is God? The natural things are God. Trees, rivers, mountains, valleys, all these things are gods. And poet wants to say here that we should not destroy all these natural things because they are gods. Poet here wants to give us a message that human life is not permanent. Human life is a short. Our lifespan is a very short. So we should do good deeds in life, and we should keep us away from bad things, and we should love nature. We should take care of nature because nature is God. Here ends our poem. If you like my video, please like it, share it, comment it, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel.